Hello, what's up, guys? I hope everybody is doing fine and is well settled at home during this period of quarantine. And especially because we are now all at home, I thought about sharing this pro tip on how to best take advantage of the possibilities of the video chat app called Zoom. Basically, what I wanted to do is to have a friend of mine sing or play something for me, and I wanted to record it. So from the output of Zoom, I want to grab it into my Ableton, and then I want to record something with my clarinet, and I want to make him be able to listen to it and record it as well. So that by doing these jiggles of stems online, we can actually build a recording session, a virtual recording session. How to do that? Well, we need to tweak a couple of things, so let's get going. So for the first thing, we need to go on the internet, type in iShowU, and click on the first result. So basically what does this tool do is the possibility to grab the audio from our computer and to send it somewhere. It's kind of a virtual interface, but acts more like a microphone, and that's what it's been built for. You can download here unless you have Catalina, and then just follow these very clear instructions. So after you download it, just open, you have the package, and you run it. Now, some always happens that you need to give OK to a system extensions blocked, and then go to the preferences, as it says here, open the security and privacy system preferences, and allow to go. Actually, it shows this after, yes. So you have security and privacy, and then here in the general, allow. And then after doing this and finishing the installation, you are set to go. Basically, now you have a new driver in your laptop to send and receive audio from. Now, second thing that we need to do is to go to Zoom. So we open the Zoom video chat client, and in order to get this, you need to download it here. You can just type Zoom download, and here download center, Zoom client for meetings. You can download it from here and install it. You will need to sign in, and after you sign in, you will be here, and you need to go to settings, meeting, in meeting advanced, and then scroll down a little and allow users to select stereo audio in their client settings. What does this option do? Is to allow people to check their possibility to receive a stereo audio from the video chat, so that when you send an audio track in stereo, they will be able to listen to it. But this has to be on. Then this is the client. It will look like this. You can go to the settings here, or just preferences, or using the command comma shortcut. And when you go to audio, you can concentrate on the automatically adjust microphone volume as to be off, because this acts like a compressor, and we don't want that if we are performing music. Then enable stereo. Now that we did the first part online, we have this possibility here to enable the stereo. So on. Then you need to scroll down, and you will see advanced. So here, these are what we need to concentrate on. Suppress persistent background noise acts like another compressor that recognizes background noises and suppresses it. So if you have it on auto, just disable it. And then suppress intermittent background noise also. Basically, these are compressors and noise reductions that we don't want them to interfere with our playing. So imagine I was playing a pad the other day, and I was listening back to a recording of this through Zoom, and it was all very much compressed because it recognized it as a persistent background noise. Therefore, just disable it. Echo cancellation, it says auto or aggressive, so I just leave it to auto. Now, we have iShowU. We're setting the Zoom client in order to function at its best. What we need to do is, if we do a meeting, now you need to, hello there. Oh, by the way, this is a function that I love. Choose virtual background, and now I can be here at the beach. I love this one. Yes. So basically, you need to go to screen share, and here share computer sound. When you actually share this, the computer, Zoom recognizes that you want to share the computer sound and is automatically downloading the driver called Zoom audio device. That this allows Zoom to capture the audio from your laptop and sending it back to Zoom, so that if you are having a video chat and I play something in my laptop, he's gonna the other person is gonna receive this the stereo as you are playing it in your laptop. So now you after you have to actually share the screen in order to download it, and after he's doing it automatically, you don't need to do anything more. So we can forget about this and just open the audio MIDI. You enter in audio MIDI setup, and now it comes the little trick. So basically in Ableton is different than in Pro Tools, but actually LogicPro works like in Ableton. You need to create aggregate devices by clicking on the plus and here create aggregate device, and then you scroll down and you can name this as you want. So now I'm using a Scarlett UI4, and then I want to use the Zoom driver and the iShowU that we just downloaded. So what we want is Zoom video chat has to capture audio from the DAW and has to send audio to the DAW. What I found out is that in Ableton, if we put Zoom as a device in the output in order to receive it in the video chat, it's gonna add like 40 milliseconds of latency. But if we use it as an input, it's actually not gonna add latency, and it's just gonna help us with the workflow and with the delay of our voices. So I wanted to have this device as an output in the video chat and as an input in the Ableton. But the video chat, Zoom video chat app doesn't recognize Zoom audio device as an output. So basically what we do is to create a Zoom only aggregate device, and we click here. And basically I already sped it up all the process, and you can delete by pressing minus, and I have them here. So I created Zoom only with Zoom audio device. Then we want to listen in Ableton to Zoom, that is the output of the video chat, plus our microphone that is going in this case to the Scarlett. So we want a Scarlett plus Zoom device. When you create it, be sure to click first the interface and then Zoom, because the order actually will change the input channels 1 to 4, and that's very important for later. So you click Scarlett and then Zoom audio device, and the last one that we need to do for Ableton is the output that we will be using, Scarlett plus iShowU. And in a second everything is going to be clearer. If you are a Pro Tools user, you should do, since you cannot separate the input to the output, and in LogicPro you can, but in Pro Tools you cannot, so you need to create a whole big device that has the Scarlett, Zoom, and iShowU. Because here we get the sound from the microphone. In here, the Zoom audio device, we get it from the video chat, and then we send it out back to the video chat through iShowU. This is the missing piece. So from Ableton or Pro Tools, we send it to iShowU, and iShowU will be the input in the video chat. Let's see how this is done. First thing, we need to go to our preferences and check that the input and output are correct. So input, I'm using Scarlett and Zoom. And because Scarlett is the microphone and Zoom is the video chat, we will set the output of the video chat with Zoom, so the input has to be also with Zoom. And the output of our set will be the Scarlett, that is our monitors, and iShowU, that is the input that will be going into the video chat. Now we need to double check always the inputs are actives, otherwise they won't show up in our set. And this is the inputs from the Scarlett and Zoom. And these are the outputs from Scarlett and the first four, and the 5 6 will be iShowU. Now 48 is cool, high quality. A sample rate I use 128. If you have crackles because of CPU overload, just be sure to have a higher buffer size. And you can see how little latency I have here, 7.35. If I can show you using the Zoom audio device, you'll see that I have 34.7 milliseconds. So not to get this much delay, I prefer to use Zoom as an input because it doesn't add latency, and as an output to use iShowU. So after doing many trials and combination of aggregate devices, this is the best solution I found. Moreover, I'm using 2 return tracks and no master, and here is why. So the first return track is a monitor and is going out to the Scarlett so that I'm listening to whatever I'm sending to C. And iShowU is what's coming into the video chat. So I'm sending here everything that I want to the other person on the other side of the screen to listen to. So 1 and 2 and 5 and 6. You can see my Scarlett 2i4 has 4 outputs. So the 5 and 6 will be my second device in the aggregate device, and that's iShowU. Now I'm turning this off because otherwise you would listen to me, and that's me listening again to myself. For example, I can add some effect, and you can listen to it. That's pretty cool. So now let's take this out, and I'll add this and this and this one. So the cue is going out to 1 and 2 also, and so that I can listen to it, but I don't want you to have it while I'm playing for you, so that you can record a clean track without the click, but I'm listening to the click. And the master out, I'm sending it to 5.6, but actually it doesn't really matter as far as you have the master down. The problem is that if I want to to change how much I'm sending to the master, and if the master was like the output to iShowU, instead of using iShowU, we use the master to go there. The problem is that if I want to send you less of this, then also the sends will be affected, diminishing their value. Whether in this way I have a very detailed control of how much I'm sending to you and to me. Again, this is just a personal preference of workflow. Just be sure when you want to export the track to leave it up, and you will be able to export some audio, because if it's left to -infinite, you don't actually export any audio. And I tried it, I didn't have any troubles using this while exporting it, having them on, but maybe just turn them off if it's causing you problems. This is just buses that we're sending to our ears and to the video chat. Now, the other side is composed by 3 main pieces. The microphone in coming from the input of my Scarlett and sending to C and D, that is my monitor, and the Zoom input, iShowU. Then Zoom in is coming from 3 and 4 because my Scarlett has 2 inputs, plus 3 and 4 will be a Zoom. So in the video chat, the output is Zoom, and here is in, and here we have it as an input, and we can record these tracks. Now, if I record this and I want you to listen back, or I want to build my session, I basically had to, I can show you here, to add it to a new track that is not going, that actually is going out through the to return tracks. So I'm sending all the tracks into this group. They are grouped, and the group is going to C and D, as you can see here. And when I record the track here, if I play it back, you're not gonna be able to listen to it because it's, the monitoring is set to in, so it's just listening to incoming audio. And if I set to auto, you cannot listen anymore to yourself because it's not capturing anymore your voice. So leaving it to in, I just drag and drop to a new track, and now I can manipulate where it's going to. So these two, I imagine them as a talkback, a way to communicate in a real studio session, and this is actually the session that you're building on. So imagine that we are 5 performers and one is the producer. Everyone has to build these stems in order to be able to sing on top of it, or in the production we create the stems already, MIDI maybe, and everybody before the recording session has the stems, and then they work on top of it. But the producer actually is the one that is mixing them at the same time. And that's it. A tip that I can give is to use a click track if you have one, or to just give a count off as we did here. And then everybody has to listen to it by taking out the D return. Now this session is not going out to iShowU, but it's just going, thanks to C, to your headphones. So you're listening to it and you are coming in the mic. We listen to the mic because it's going to D, but we don't listen to the session because you're taking out this. So if you map this to a knob, it's pretty easy. And basically now you would be listening to me plus the session, and if I am overdubbing for you, I just pull this down, I listen to it by overdubbing it and recording myself at the same time, and you are recording only me while I'm having everything. Then if I did the count off, it's easy for everybody to just align everything together, and then take off the count off, consider just the first one, and we have the session playing together. So that's it for Ableton. If you have any question, please feel free to reach me out and ask. I leave some more tracks just to be quick in the process of just dragging in. Now the last part of it is to go to Zoom, and in a new meeting, hey, hello there, we need to check the input settings. So the input, as we said, has to be iShowU, and the output speaker has to be Zoom only. When this is set, it's gonna talk to Ableton, and you're ready to go. If you are a Pro Tools user, let's open a Pro Tools session. And as I said, the problem of Pro Tools is that not being flexible with the input different than the output, we had to create a whole aggregate device. And this means that the zoom will be considered also as an output, and this will add this 40 milliseconds of latency. But still, you can work it around by diminishing the buffer size and still be able to record. Now you can listen to myself, so let me go out and take out this. Cool. So now, just to be sure, out. I would suggest to go to the playback engine and select Scarlett plus Zoom plus iShowU. And yes, I would suggest 128 samples. Still, if you have crackles because of error or overloading, just go for a higher buffer size. And if you are listening to yourself with this delay and it can be annoying, just go to a monitor bus that I'm going to explain you how I'm routing it, and take it out. So what's going on here is I have a microphone input from channel 1 of Scarlett. So something very important is to go to check the input outputs. So I have Scarlett, Zoom, and iShowU as an input. So 1, 2 is Scarlett, 3, 4 is Zoom, and 5 and 6 is iShowU. But depending on your interface, this order can change and how you are setting up the aggregate device. So be mindful of that. And then you have the outputs, that is 1 and 2 going to Scarlett. Mine is a 2i4, so you have 3 and 4 going to Scarlett 2. I don't know why it's saying 2, 3. And then I have 5 and 6, that is the output for Zoom. So it would be coming from 3, 4 Zoom, but it would be going out to 5, 6. And iShowU would be coming from 5, 6 before here. 5, 6 is iShowU, but it will go out to 7, 8. Just be mindful of this data and remember it because it's going to be fundamental for the routing. The microphone in is coming from one that is Scarlett. It is going nowhere, but I am sending it through two buses. One is monitor, that is a bus track that goes to 1 and 2, Scarlett, so I can listen to it. And the other is a master output, that is the one that is going out to iShowU. So you can listen to this one right now. And then in order to edit it without taking out the input, otherwise you cannot listen to yourselves, I created a new track that has no input and goes out straight to iShowU and to the monitor through the bus. I was thinking of adding this bus also to this track instead and setting everything to no output, but the problem is that it just takes this out and it's easier to manipulate the faders like this. Then you have zoom in that is coming from 3, 4 and going nowhere because otherwise it would go to iShowU that goes into Zoom chat and then comes back, and this creates a feedback of the person talking and hearing it back. Oh, just don't send it anywhere, just to the monitor, so for yourself. And then again, the same idea, I created an editing track where I drag and drop the recorded audio in order to apply effects and to manipulate it. And this goes out directly into the monitor. So I'm here, I can take this out and put it here and play it, and you will listen to it, and same for this. So that's it. Things to be mindful of are, for example, when we are recording together, I would set the click track and share with you the number, imagine 105. And then you would know at which speed I am listening to my metronome click that I am listening through my monitor, but you are not, you're receiving a clean audio. And then I would count off like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then sing or play in order for you to be able to sync this all together. Every time somebody performs, we can record it, and it's, I think, a best practice in order to save the take. And then you can just align the count off. I would suggest also to use some sharp sounds or very quick attack. For example, just to be very clear and easy to snap to the grid then afterwards in ProTools or Ableton. And then oh yes, something that we cannot get rid of is the internet issue. So if your connection is not the best, actually you will have some troubles with crackling sounds because of the internet connection. So besides the amazing quality that is transferring from one computer to the other, because has no quality loss at all, is the same quality of me recording inside my computer that goes into your system thanks to this routing. But if internet creates some crackles, as you're listening to them, you will be recording them also. So the best thing is whether you record it or not, the person that is playing has to record it, so that if the take was the one take, it just can play it back and you can receive it and record it so that you have it too. Moreover, I think that's it. Oh, be mindful if you have a track recorded, you drag and drop, then it's going to go out in the master. And if you want the other person not to hear it in order to hear only yourself, during the overdub time, just send this track to the monitor and take it out of the master. I know it's annoying, but that's like the easiest way, rather than exporting the stems, sending them through email, and the other person has to download them and upload them in, importing them in the DAW. I think that's the a slightly better option. So guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe, and hope to see some amazing music done this way. Hope this was helpful. See you and stay safe. Ciao, ciao.